Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marvelous Omoshola. Today we're going to be learning OBS basics. When you download and install your OBS software, you download it from their website obsproject.com. When you download and install the software, this is the kind of window, this is the window you're going to be met with. This is the default setting of the software. The first thing we're going to do is to toggle on the studio mode. The studio mode gives us two windows, preview window and program window. And the program window is what you have that goes live to your recording, to your live stream, or even to your TV screen connected. But the preview screen, like the name sounds, is to preview what you want to take to your program view, what you want to take to your live view. And in the middle here, you have what they call transitions. This is a transition button. When you hit this transition button, it takes what you have in your preview window to your program window, thereby taking it to your live stream, to your TV screen, or to the recording you are doing. And there are different types of transition. There's a cut transition, there's a fade transition, and this figure here shows the duration of the transition. That's 300 milliseconds. You can also change that duration. And there's fade to black, same 300 milliseconds. And this is what we call a T-bar. So it's a transition bar. So you can transition slowly, manually, or you can just automatically just use the fade, the cut, or the transition button. That's for this. At the lower right hand side of the OBS window here, you have the controls tab, and inside the controls tab you have your start streaming button to start streaming when you're ready to stream. You have your start recording button when you're ready to start recording. We have your start virtual camera button. A virtual camera, it turns your OBS window, it turns your OBS program to a camera. For example, when the time you turn on your virtual camera, your Zoom meeting, Google meeting, and whatsoever other software on the computer that needs a camera, it starts to see your OBS output as a camera. So if I toggle on this virtual camera, I will need to add some video sources. By the time I set that, go to the setting. By the time I set up my virtual camera and turn it on, other softwares on the computer that needs a camera source for like a meeting or whatsoever, they begin to see my OBS output as a camera. Then you have this studio mode, which we toggled on at the beginning to give you two views. Without this studio mode, with the studio mode turned off, you have just one window, and with the one window, anything you touch or whatsoever goes on the live window, goes on the live view, and you don't want that. You want to be able to preview and check what you are doing before it goes live. So the studio mode. The settings button, just like name sound, is to go into deeper settings in the software. We'll go into that in another video. And the exit button is to exit the software completely. You have to be careful of that. After the controls tab, you have our audio mixer tab. This audio mixer tab is where we have any audio that comes into the software. It will start, and it's playing, it will start reading here, just like an audio mixer. It starts reading here. Let me quickly add an audio source so that you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see as I speak, because I've added an audio source, you can see whatever I say, the audio mixer starts reading. So that shows that we have an audio input, and the audio input is working, is reading. So every audio you have, it will all line up on this audio mixer. And in the audio mixer tab, you can either have it as a vertical view or horizontal view. Okay, it's vertical layout. You can also have it, click it, gives you the horizontal layout. So you can have every other audio source listed right below it. After the audio mixer, the next tab we have there is our sources. The sources are the main inputs into the OBS software. This is where you add your pictures, you add your video camera, you add your videos that you want to play. You can even add a browser source if you want to add a website that you want to show. You can also add a browser source inside the sources. And then the next tab, you have your scenes. Your scenes are like folders to your sources. They kind of the scenes organize the sources into different folders, just like you have files and folders on your computer. That's how you have sources and scenes. The sources being the files and the scenes being the folders. So the scenes help to organize different sources. So I can decide that all my camera will be in one scene. Okay, maybe the flyers I want to use for service or whatsoever event I'm covering, the flyer for the event will be in another scene. The watermark, the logo of the event I'm using, put in another scene, just to make sure everything is organized and you're not having sources all over the place. That's scene, that's sources. To add a new scene, you come down here to the plus arrow button. You can see the add scene. You click on it, shows you this tab to add a scene. You can give it a custom name. Let's give this video camera. Click on OK, and that scene is added. That's a new scene. And inside the video camera, we want to add a source. To add a source, you come down here to this plus icon, you click on it, and you have a host of different sources you can add. Like I said earlier, you have your video capture device. That's how you add a video camera. You have your image. That's how you add an image or a flyer for the event or program you're covering. Image slideshow, just like the name sounds, add a couple of images together and they appear as one input, and then you can just swipe through them. That's a slideshow. You can add a browser source if you want to input a web browser for whatever you're doing. If you want to add a video, there's the media source here. There's also the VLC video source. Those are just two different ways you can add video files. Right, this for the video camera, we want to add this video camera. That's video capture device. When you click on video capture device, it takes you to this tab, and this is a new source we want to add. If we had this source somewhere in the OBS software before, we can come and add the existing, and then to show us these video sources that were there before, but we don't have it there before, so we do create new and we give it a name, camera. You click on OK, then it takes you to the properties for camera. It's loading up, and on the top bar here we have our device. So we select the actual device of camera we want to add. If you have your video camera plugged in, definitely you know the name of the camera. Or if you add your video capture device, your capture card plugin, you know it. Or if you have your video mixer plugged in, you know the name of the video mixer, and then to appear on the devices here. But here we'll use our integrated webcam, which is the webcam for the computer. We click on it and it should read. So we can deactivate it or activate it to load up. Oh, right. Let me just take these aside. All right, it's loaded up, and we click on every other thing is at default setting. We don't really need to touch any other setting down here. The default settings are okay. You click on OK, and you have your video camera inside your video camera source inside your video camera scene. That's how you add the sources inside the scene. If we want to add more things, we can go and add more scenes. Now you can see that the camera we added inside this source, you can see that it's not the same size with the window we have here, and that's because the resolution of our webcam is not the same as the resolution of our OBS software. It's not the same as the resolution of our canvas here. The canvas here for this software is 1920 1080 resolution, but I guess the resolution we have here, as you can see, is 640 360. What we need to do now is to stretch this camera to fit this window, and by doing that, you go to the camera here, you right click and you go to transform. You go down here, stretch to screen. Shortcut is Ctrl S. Click on it and you can see the source has been stretched to cover the whole screen. When you input a source, there are two icons you find here, the eye icon and the sort of padlock icon. This padlock icon is to lock the position of your input. This camera source, now if I click on it, I can move it around in this canvas or in this preview window here, but we don't want that. We want it to stay in a fixed position. So to do that, we just lock the input. So now you can see those red layout, those red outline are no more there. Now we can lock the input, and then if I click and drag, I can no more drag that source around because it has been fixed in place. And then the eye icon is to activate or deactivate that input. If I click on the eye icon, it vanishes, it deactivates that input. If you toggle it back on, input comes back activated. And down here at the sources tab, you have a bin icon, and like it shows, it's to delete. You have a source that you don't need anymore. You can click on it to delete, or you can click on the source and hit delete on your keyboard. I'm not going to do that right now. And the next icon we have here is the settings icon. So that shows the properties of the different inputs. Any of your input you select and you hit that settings icon, it brings out the properties of that source. Remember, we were here a while ago while we added the input. So this gives us all the properties to the video camera, every setting we can make, but we are fine with the default settings here. Okay, and then these arrows here, move source up, move source down. That's to move when you have a number of sources added together. They act like a layer. There's a source on top, the other one will cover the source at the bottom. The source at the top will cover the source at the bottom. They act like a layer. So to move a source to the top from the bottom, you move it to the top. You use this arrow, move up, move source up. To move it downwards, move it downwards. Likewise, the scene window too. That will be all for this video. I hope you've been able to learn something. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.